Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me, Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hello, and welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 227, The Stranger. My name is Eric.
My name is Joe.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I am traveling for my health.
How?
No, I'm not. I'm fine.
Okay, that's good.
That's a little joke about the movie.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
when that character says that, the guy responds, "How?"
Oh, does he?
Yes, he does.
I missed that part.
To which he then responds, "I'm traveling for my health."
Right. I thought maybe when he said that he was like, "How? Like, what did you say?"
I mean, yeah, sort of. Yeah.
No, I'm doing all right.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Because Joe, you've done it again.
Oh no! What did I do?
I don't know if it was inadvertent or not, but you picked an oddly topical movie.
I suppose I did, didn't I? I knew that there was a Nazi involved, so I suppose in that respect, I did do it on purpose.
Okay, because I had no idea.
I thought, the opening sequence of X-Men First Class is pretty cool. So I'll just watch a whole movie that's like that.
Okay.
Made by Orson Welles. And it was a little different. But
It's very different, I'd say.
Edward G. Robinson did not have the ability to manipulate metal.
No, and, he's fine in this movie, but he is no Michael Fassbender.
That's true.
And unfortunately, some days, neither is Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He is a roller coaster ride.
He really is. Man.
Even him playing Magneto is a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, I feel like he's all right in those movies.
I mean, First Class, he is fantastic.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good in Days of Future Past. And then in Apocalypse, is that the next one?
Yeah, that is the third one.
Yeah, there's like 5 minutes where he's really great, and then the rest of it, he's just kind of standing around waving his arms.
I remember literally nothing about that movie. I know that you and I went to see it, and that is all I remember.
There's a scene early on where he is in hiding, and he's working at like a lumber mill or something like that.
Oh, right. Yes, okay.
And that scene is pretty good. And then
when he you mean when he's at the mill, or when he kills all the people after they murder his family?
When he kills all the people after they murder his family. Yeah.
I do remember that being a pretty solid scene.
Yeah.
And thinking that Magneto had some legitimate grievances after that point.
Yeah, sure.
But I guess he did before with the whole concentration camp thing.
Well, yeah. But, he's just... The rest of the movie, he is wasted, much like fantastic actor Oscar Isaac.
Right, yeah. I frequently forget that Oscar Isaac has been in a comic book movie.
Well, hopefully someday he'll be in a good one.
I hope so.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
He deserves it.
He does. He really does. He deserves everything.
After X-Men Apocalypse and then The Rise of Skywalker, Oscar Isaac really needs a win.
I think he's got plenty of wins under his belt.
Probably.
I mean, Last Jedi.
True. All right.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina is excellent.
Yeah.
Inside Llewyn Davis is also very good.
You have not seen that one.
Oh, I love that movie. It's great.
I had maybe thought about picking it at some point. So
I would not be averse to watching that.
Alrighty, good to know. But yeah, Michael Fassbender. He's I mean, he's a great actor when he wants to be.
Yeah. Reading some of the trivia for The Stranger actually reminded me of a Michael Fassbender movie, The Snowman.
Okay.
And what I read about The Stranger is that there was a lot of it that was edited out.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of The Snowman because there were large chunks of the script or the screenplay to The Snowman that just weren't filmed.
Okay.
That went a long way towards explaining the story.
Huh.
Thankfully, I don't feel like The Stranger had the same problems that The Snowman did.
I believe I read the exact same thing about The Stranger that you did. And it seems like everything that was edited out was just to move the story along.
Basically.
Whereas it makes it sound like the Snowman was just, how do you just not film parts of the script?
Yeah, no, the Snowman is... Have you seen The Snowman?
I have not. I have only heard terrible things about it.
It is baffling and fascinating. Like, it is clear that they didn't film the whole script.
Wow.
But I watched it one evening by myself because I knew Jenny had no interest in it. and I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I was somewhat riveted by it.
Is it streaming anywhere? I've got 12 hours to kill later tonight.
I don't know if it is.
All right. Well,
yeah, I know when I watched it, it was on HBO, but it may not be there anymore.
Well, I don't have HBO or HBO Max because they don't make that for the Roku.
Right. I'm looking up if the Snowman is streaming anywhere.
All right.
Not Frosty the Snowman.
No, of course not.
Let's see. Maybe on Prime. No, for $4.
No, I'm not paying for that movie.
No, I wouldn't either.
Oh, well, it looks like I'll go a lifetime without ever seeing The Snowman.
Get it from the library.
I can check, Hoopla or Canopy.
Yeah.
I bet The Stranger is probably available on one of those services as well.
Probably. It's probably available on all of those services.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the public domain.
It is. I like that we just read I assume you just read the IMDB trivia.
In the Wikipedia, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you actually read more than I did.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm just here's a game we haven't played in quite a few weeks, I feel like.
Okay.
The Did You Fall Asleep Watching This Movie game. Because I fell asleep 3 times.
Oh, man.
Took me
so
4 hours to watch this hour-and-a-half movie.
So I was actually surprised. I did not fall asleep watching this movie.
Well, that's good.
I did, however, take a nap before I watched it.
Oh, okay.
So that it was like a preemptive strike.
That probably would have helped me, I guess.
Yeah. Because, older movies, this is from 1946.
Yep.
Older movies, I feel like I tend to either just, my attention gets diverted or I get super tired and fall asleep. And thankfully, I didn't have either of those problems watching this movie.
Well, that's good. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there was underlying reasons and all that, but it was pretty late when I started it, and the cat was curled up on my lap, and just I had the light off. Just all kind of coalesced into just a sleepy time mode.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Especially with the lights off.
Yeah. So like 20 minutes in, I passed out. And I woke up to the cat just like pressing on my chest.
Aw.
And then I kind of shook it off a little bit, and I watched it some more. And then, yeah, just 2 more times throughout the movie, I zonked out.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Because, to your point, it is not a long movie.
Nope. I was like, it's 8 o'clock, this will be done by 10:30, and, then I can go to bed. Yeah, it was like midnight by the time I finished it. But my falling asleep does not, give way to my opinion of the movie.
Right, yeah. That's more just a symptom of being a sleepy guy.
Yeah. I have bad insomnia, and it's hit me hard this week. I enjoyed this movie, I'd say.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. I mean, it's definitely not... I haven't seen a ton of Orson Welles movies. I think this is probably my 4th one after, the big ones like Citizen Kane and Touch of Evil and The Third Man.
So Touch of Evil, Third Man, and Transformers the movie are the only ones I've seen.
And I don't think he directed Transformers.
No, he did not, but man, what a world that would have been.
That would have been amazing. So, alright, I have seen that one too. But yeah, this is the 4th movie of his that I've seen that he directed.
Yeah.
I would say it's definitely not as good as the other ones, but the other ones are just like stone classics.
Right.
But yeah, it was really, I was interested and it held my attention and that's, I feel like that's good.
Yeah. It was, set aside the fact that I passed out frequently, it was riveting.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing to set aside, but otherwise. Oh boy.
Yeah.
You might want to have that checked out.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but who's going to pay for it?
That's true.
Not me. I can't afford it.
Not me. Insurance. I got my own problems.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, I mean, it's the plot is not super complicated.
No, not at all. It's just yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's just a tightly plotted, well-paced noir.
Yeah. It is what I like to refer to as a Columbo-type mystery, in which we already know all the answers, and we're just watching the detective figure it out for himself.
I like that.
Yeah. And in this case, the detective is played by Edward G. Robinson, who appeared in the previous movie of ours, Trumbo.
Right. Not personally, but the character.
Sure. Whatever. And he's a government agent for the War Crimes Committee, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And he is hunting down a Nazi. And the Nazi, we quickly find out, is Orson Welles, who is going by an assumed name and an impeccable American accent.
Yeah, his accent really was excellent.
And then, yeah, it's pretty much just, like even if I guess Columbo usually has his suspect pretty much nailed from the get-go. It's just about, how does he go about proving it? And that's pretty much exactly what happens in this movie. Yeah,
exactly. Like there's a bit of a wrinkle with the other Nazi.
Yeah.
That I forget what his name was, Edward G. Robinson's character's name, so I'm just going to call him Columbo.
His name was Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, that's right, okay. So this other Nazi's name is Dennis the Menace, and No, the other guy who they like let free basically so that they can follow him to hopefully find the other Nazi, like the big fish Nazi that Wilson is after,
Yes.
played by Orson Welles. And then yeah, like the scenes with him were, I feel like, sort of riveting because he's just so like
Squirrely.
intense. Yeah, and he's nervous.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, and then obviously we see he gets murdered,
Yes.
which is entirely predictable, but still sort of shocking.
I didn't expect it.
I figured as soon as he confronted, God, I am not remembering any of the characters' names.
Rankin is
Yes.
Orson Welles' character's name, a.k.a. Franz Kindler.
Yes, I believe it is Kindler.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as he confronts him in the woods, it's just like, oh, how this guy is, you know, he's got a short time to live, basically.
I mean, I knew he wasn't going to last the entire movie. I just did not expect him to die almost immediately. Because his introduction is intense. The scene of him traveling from, you know, wherever he starts out to Mexico to, you know, Connecticut. You know, he's that entire sequence of him just trying to find Orson Welles' character and trying to avoid being followed, but figuring out that he is being followed.
Mm-hmm.
It's you know, it's an edge of your seat moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I had not fallen asleep by that point.
Yeah, that's still pretty early in the movie.
Yeah.
So if you fell asleep after 20 minutes, you were probably awake long enough to see him die.
Yes.
And then you were like, wow, that really took a lot out of me. I'm
Possibly.
going to take a nap.
Yeah. I think mostly it was just me figuring out what the fuck a paper chase is.
You know, I had never, like, I had heard the term paper chase before.
Sure, I think there's a movie called that.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
But I definitely didn't know what it was. And seeing it in this movie, it looks real stupid.
It's kind of baffling.
It's just like one person runs and litters a bunch.
Yep.
And then a group of people follow and clean up after them.
I don't know if that they're cleaning up after him.
No?
Are they? I think they're just chasing him.
Oh, so it's just one person litters and a bunch of people follow.
Yeah, I think so.
That's so wasteful.
Yeah.
I do not agree with that practice.
It is environmentally unsound, and that is, you know, them doing that willy-nilly 74 years ago is partially why we're in this shithole that we're in now.
That's true. That's why you never see anybody doing a paper chase now.
Nope.
At least I've never been invited to one.
Me neither. Nor would I go to one, because, I mean, it just, again, sounds stupid, and there's running involved.
I was going to say, if there's running involved, I'm not into it anyway.
Nope. I can barely stand and walk to my kitchen. It is not happening. I am in incredible amounts of pain right now. Just sitting here.
Oh no. Physical or existential?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, boy. It's not helping that there's a Trump commercial on right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Anywho.
Anyway.
Nazis.
Speaking of. So, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's sort of just, you know, we know everything, and it's just watching Wilson figure it out and figure out how he's gonna get him.
Yep.
I think probably the character I liked the most was Rankin's wife, Mary, or at least I was most interested in what was going on with her, because you know she really does, you know, learn all of this stuff as the movie goes on,
Right.
and I think she has an interesting arc. just coming to terms with it.
And for a good portion of it, just her absolute denial and support of her husband.
Right.
In the face of, all these facts that are being presented to her.
Yeah, especially after he, spoiler alert, kills her dog.
Yeah, so
I thought she was really understanding about that.
Yeah, that was, just the fact that he did it anyway.
Yeah. Like being a Nazi is bad enough,
right?
You gotta kill a dog too.
Seriously? I knew that you probably wouldn't take that too well.
I didn't care for it, nor did I care for the long lingering shots of Noah carrying the dog's body.
Yeah.
It was upsetting.
The part that I think jarred me the most was that when Rankin kicks the dog so hard that it wakes Wilson up.
Yeah. Yeah, that struck me as one, I don't care for kicking dogs.
Sure.
And just also very strange.
But it is in that exact moment, even though he doesn't know exactly what's happened to the dog, just the psychic reverb from that action woke him up from a deep sleep and convinced him that Rankin was the Nazi he was looking for.
Right. Oh man. Is it after that, like right after he wakes up, that he calls back to headquarters or whatever and says he's going to stick around?
Yep.
Or was that before then?
No, that is that moment.
Amazing.
Yep. Because anyone who considers Karl Marx to not be a German because he's a Jew is got to be a Nazi.
That part struck me when Rankin said it, and then no one said anything about it, and I was like, oh, was it, like, is that sort of casual racism just okay then?
Of course it was.
Oh, right, my mistake.
This is America, and, it's always been here. It's never gone away. Even when we were, against Nazis, it was probably not because of any kind of racial harmony ideal.
Well, I mean, at the same time that we were against Nazis, we were also putting Asian Americans in camps.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. There's, a long line of a hatred against the Jew. We just haven't gone to the extreme that the Nazis did.
True.
America is just a sick, gross place, and it's always been that way, and it was worse 70-some years ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was better.
No, yeah.
I just mean maybe things haven't really improved that much.
I mean, okay, so yeah, maybe it wasn't worse. It's probably exactly the same.
Shit.
Yep.
America.
I've got a personal, horrible, racist story that I could share, but I'm not going to.
All right.
About Jewish people.
Okay.
And something that was said to me by my mother.
Oh,
yep.
No.
Who was born, coincidentally, in 1946.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Was she born right after Professor Charles Rankin died?
It's possible.
Is she the reincarnation of the mastermind behind the final solution?
Maybe. This movie appears to take place in the winter. She was born in the winter, so,
Whoa. We're connecting dots left and right here.
Yeah. Got to get out my red thread and
make a yarn wall.
Yep. historically, the movie is not super accurate, I'm guessing. But
you mean as far as Orson Welles being the mastermind behind the final solution?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, the IMDb trivia didn't say anything about that, so I assume that was fictional. No, I was just gonna say that I one of the pieces of trivia there though was that this was the first U.S. movie to use footage of concentration camps.
Yep,
which was jarring.
Yeah, that was a little heart-wrenching to watch. Did not enjoy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty effective.
Definitely.
And they use it to sort of lay out all the facts for Mary to understand exactly what it is that she married.
Right.
And still she's in the denial.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine why being shown footage of just atrocities against humanity, and then being told that her new husband is responsible for them would cause her to freak out.
Yeah, I guess
it's weird. Yeah. You'd think she'd just take that in stride.
Well, sure.
Especially since she already knows that her husband killed her dog and a person.
Right? I mean,
for the flimsiest of reasons.
She really did take those facts in stride.
Yeah.
Which, maybe doesn't bode so well for her own personality or psychological makeup.
True.
Just being totally fine with the fact that a man and a dog died. Not just a dog, her dog.
Her dog, yeah.
I mean, I've got this cat living with me who, is obnoxious at best and is in a place he's not supposed to be right now. But, if anybody hurt him, I would be fucking devastated.
Absolutely.
And he should really get down from there.
Is he at the top of the church bell tower?
Yes, he is.
Where the much of the action of this movie takes place?
When you say much of the action, do you mean the only action and in the last minute?
Yes, I suppose it is. The only action in the last minute. There are a few other scenes that take place there.
That is true. I wouldn't call them exactly action-packed, though.
Well, I mean, it's action in the sense that things are happening, not necessarily like fist fights or whatever.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I wasn't being specific enough.
It's okay. I mean, I guess in a way, the 3 or 4 checkers scenes, were pretty exciting to watch.
They were! Especially since, I don't know what version of checkers the drugstore owner was playing.
I think he was just cheating.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I did have to question how checkers was played, and
yeah.
I have not played checkers in probably 30 years or so. So I was just like, is that how it's done?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it is, because he just kind of in one move just wiped the board clean and won.
Yeah. Again, not how checkers is played.
Yeah, it should be like one move at a time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, not just jump all the pieces of your opponent's board.
Well, so the way that I saw it was like when you can do multiple jumps,
sure,
if possible, but the way that it looked like he was doing it was he was just grabbing pieces from the other player's side and making it look like he was jumping things, but he wasn't really. He was just grabbing.
All right. Well, maybe Orson Welles doesn't know how to play checkers.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. He doesn't seem like he was ever fun.
Aw. You mean in real life or in this movie where he plays a Nazi?
Both.
Oh man. He does seem very intense.
Yeah. I was getting a real Vincent D'Onofrio vibe from him in this movie.
That's really weird.
Like, I, at times, almost thought it was Vincent D'Onofrio. But then realized, well, this was made in 1946. That is not possible.
Right. See, I was getting sort of a Liev Schreiber thing.
Okay, I can see that too.
But, yeah, D'Onofrio definitely makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I like both those
D'Onofrio
guys.
mixed with like I want to say like a Maurice LaMarche, just delivering the dialogue.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest here. Whenever I think of Orson Welles, I'm honestly just thinking about Maurice LaMarche.
Right. I feel like that's probably true for most people of our generation.
Yeah.
Are more familiar with the Brain.
Yeah.
Or the animated version of the Peas commercial.
Yeah. It's like, when people think they're doing a Johnny Carson impression, they're actually just doing Dana Carvey's Johnny Carson impression.
Right. I used to really enjoy doing SNL impressions of famous people. I was a big fan of Will Ferrell's Harry Carey.
I was done with SNL by the Will Ferrell years. So
yeah, it was like tail end.
Okay.
Late, like mid/late 90s.
Okay. Yeah, I have not consciously watched that show in quite a while.
You're probably doing fine.
Yeah, I think I'm okay. The one or two I've seen since then, yeah. Any hoozle.
Yeah. I will say, Orson Welles does really good crazy eyes. Like he does that. He does it several times in this movie, and I know he does it a few times in like Citizen Kane, where he just like, it's like the most intense eyes you've ever seen. I admire that about him.
He does have some pretty good crazy eyes, I'll give you that.
I wasn't wild about his mustache, but otherwise.
Well, who's wild about any kind of mustache?
That's true.
I mean, I'm not, and I have one.
You could change that, right?
Yeah, but then I'd just have the chin part, and that's just even worse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and if I can't go clean shaven. It's just, it's not a good look. It looks like I'm jolly all the time. It's not good for anyone.
That's fair. I haven't been clean shaven in a few years, and the last time that I did it, I had like a nervous breakdown, so never again.
Did you have a nervous breakdown because you shaved, or was that or you shaved because you had a nervous breakdown?
I shaved, and then I think that was a contributing factor.
Okay.
It was a confluence of things.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it was the sole reason, but...
Right. It didn't help.
Okay. I honestly can't remember the last time I did a total start over. Probably 2015.
Oh wow,
2014 maybe.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No, yeah, it was again not a good look for anyone.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I don't know that I have a ton to say about the movie, other than I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same. Like there were a couple parts that I thought were kind of just bizarre. Like before Wilson, even knows that he's looking for the Rankin, I guess. Mm-hmm. He is reading books about clocks. I don't know if that was one of the parts that was cut where as Kindler, he was fascinated by clocks.
Yeah, so like Rankin worked. He was basically working on getting the clock tower to work again.
Yeah.
The way that I took it was that Wilson, like, he was always after Kindler.
Right.
He was just, they released Meineke, and then he followed him so that he could hopefully lead him to Kindler. And then, but before I knew the watch connection, just the fact that he was reading multiple books about clocks was really entertaining. But then I thought maybe he's reading these just to try and get inside his mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Will Graham style or something to
right.
Like, if I can think like him, if I can think like a clock, I'll be able to find him.
Another weird aspect, and I don't know, maybe it's just the way that I grew up, but so Mary's father is this Supreme Court justice.
Right.
And he is present when Wilson tells her about Rankin's Nazi past.
Right.
And then she and the judge have a conversation in which he repeatedly calls her sister, and she repeatedly calls him by his first name. And yeah,
I missed that part.
But multiple times prior and after, it is explained that he is her father.
Yeah. No, I totally missed that part of their discussion. That is very strange.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just that threw me, and maybe it's just because again, old man has to have the captions on. So I was reading it.
The only weird sort of like character relationship that struck me as kind of strange was Wilson with Mary's younger brother.
Yeah, they became friends real fast.
Yeah, and then they just hang out together for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you know when it's love.
It's true. As far as we know, Wilson is single.
Yeah, it's true.
And Noah probably is as well. I mean, we see no evidence otherwise.
Nope.
In fact, there's only really, one and a half female characters in the movie.
Are you calling the maid half of a female?
I am.
Is it because she fakes a heart attack in order to keep Mary from leaving the house?
Basically, I mean, she doesn't really have anything to do other than nag Mary. And then, fake the aforementioned heart attack.
That was also a weird scene.
That was a super weird scene.
Yeah.
My problem was I couldn't remember if she knew that they were supposed to be keeping Mary in the house, or if she was just freaking out on her for no reason.
I think she was just freaking out for no reason.
I do too. I don't remember her being in any of the meetings.
No. And I have to go get the cat. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, she didn't seem like a character who would be able to keep her mouth shut very well to keep a secret, especially if the secret was that they were spying on Mary to keep her in the house, so that they could keep track of Rankin, basically. So yeah, that part was strange to me. And I guess there was another female character that was basically cut. We see her kind of early on. She's another agent of the War Crimes Commission. And
the Latin lady?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like she and her husband, I guess, were agents as well.
Yes.
And then we don't see much of them, but I guess there was a whole thing where like she gets caught by Nazis and murdered, basically.
Oh wow. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff cut from this movie.
Yeah, that's what I read. Yeah, and just about the making of the movie, I guess it's pleasing to know that Orson Welles was pretty anti-Nazi, which is why he chose to include the documentary footage of the concentration camps, and because it really affected him when he first saw them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I wouldn't have taken anything from the movie to think he was pro-Nazi.
Well,
no. Even without the concentration camp footage.
Well, no, yeah, I will. Yes, very little sympathy is played to the Nazis in this.
At one point, does Rankin suggest just wiping the Germans off the face of the earth?
Not the Germans, no.
No, okay.
He is pro-German.
Well, I thought that they were talking about how best to deal with. It was at the dinner scene,
mm-hmm.
and he's talking about how the way that I took it was he was saying that at this point there's just no way to deal with what they've done, so we might as well just get rid of them and start over or something like that.
What I got from it was that no matter what they do to the Germans, that the Germans will come back stronger than ever because they are warrior gods.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have had the closed captions on too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's it's a little slow, but it's definitely worth watching, I think.
Yeah, it's a solid thriller.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, I don't really either.
All right. So, anything bringing you a little bit of joy in this shitty world?
Still Big Brother.
All right. Not gonna judge.
Yeah, still just Big Brother.
Okay.
I did just get Adrian Tominay's new graphic novel.
Okay.
The Loneliness of the Long Distance Cartoonist.
All right.
Which I'm very much looking forward to reading. So I guess anticipation of reading that is bringing me joy.
Well, that's good.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. So I did read Pulp from last week.
Yeah.
Which also ties into this movie because it's about Nazis. which I also did not know. Nazis just surprising me at every corner.
Yeah, I mean, they tend to do that.
Yeah.
You don't think you're going to find any, and then there they are.
Yep. I guess,
in the White House.
I guess that is the moral of the story is always be on the lookout for Nazis.
Right.
And fucking punch them when you can.
Absolutely. Every time.
Yep. No debate about that. I don't know if this is anything specific that is bringing me joy, but I was thinking a lot today about Superman.
Okay.
And me and our friend Jason have had several conversations where he just flat out states that he does not like Superman and doesn't believe him to be relevant.
Wow.
Yeah. Whereas over the last few years, I've begun sort of realizing that while, almost everything about me would tell you that, I'm a Batman guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like Superman a lot more. Just quietly.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking in general about him and superhero comics. And, in an aspect of it, Comicscape bullshit too.
Yeah.
And, and then, watching this movie and stuff like that. A lot of people put the label on superhero comics as just like power fantasies for, boys or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking about that in particular and just how I sort of agree, but I don't agree in the way that I think most people think about that. Like, when people say, that superhero comics are just power fantasies, they're just mostly thinking about, wimpy kid gets to become big and strong and beat up guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think of it as that. And I started thinking of it today that it's more about a person who suddenly has the ability and strength and power to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's an aspect that gets lost a lot, especially with Superman, because people just talk about how, he's too powerful, he can do whatever, and there's no interesting stories, but it's never about that. It's about he's just a farm boy who has the ability to do good in the world, and that's what he chooses to do.
Yeah.
And it's just been sort of given me a little bit of just a zen moment, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Thank you.
Yes, I have definitely come to appreciate Superman as a character more probably over the last 10 years as well. Just sort of recognizing, people say that he's boring or you can't tell good stories with him because he's too powerful or whatever.
Right.
But I think the aspirational aspects of the character are the things that draw me to him. And, I think the stories that can be told with him are generally more interesting, because, he is so powerful. So you have to find ways to make it, make things a challenge, either, physically or psychologically or whatever for Superman. And to your point, it's always just, he's just this guy who's trying to do the right thing all the time.
Right.
And yeah, I totally agree with you that he's a great character and I love it.
Yep. He's not a dark character either. He should not be a dark character. He should not be brooding. He should not question what it is that he is doing because he knows he's Superman.
Yeah, I think I've really enjoyed Brian Michael Bendis's writing of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he gets the character super well.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Even if I've found the stories somewhat boring, I think just the way that he writes Superman is spot on.
I feel like we had this conversation before, but I totally agree. I read his Man of Steel series before.
We did talk about this before, yeah.
But before he took over the main monthly titles, I didn't particularly care for that series, but he nailed Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just what I've been thinking about today because I got nothing else going on.
Superman. There's worse things you could be thinking about.
It's true.
You could be thinking about Deadpool.
That is true. Ah, boy.
You wanna pick a movie for next week?
I'll pick a movie for next week if you'll let me.
I will allow it.
Thank you.
But watch yourself, counselor.
Well, if you will, and if you would like to watch this movie with me as well, there's a movie on Hulu that I've been meaning to watch for a while. That is Harry Dean Stanton's last film.
Oh, wow.
Called Lucky, that came out a few years ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, that.
That works for me. I've never heard of it. I know nothing about it, so I'm totally down for that.
All right. It's called Lucky. It's on Hulu.
Awesome. I assume it's about the dog from the Hawkeye comics.
Pizza Dog?
Pizza. I think his real name is Lucky.
His real name was Lucky, yeah. And, well, Harry Dean Stanton was in the Avengers.
Oh, man. It's all coming together. Is this a secret Hawkeye movie?
It might be.
I hope Jeremy Renner's not in it.
Oh, dare to dream.
All right, cool. Lucky.
Lucky. All right. Hopefully we'll be lucky and it's good.
Oh, I like it.
I don't.
I like it a lot.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Too late.
It's bringing me joy this week.
All right, well then, fine.
Your puns and Big Brother.
Well, hopefully. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Let's just quit.
Okay, works for me.
All right, bye.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.